Before we start off today's video, if you guys would like to join my Discord server, link will be in the description and it will also be in that pinned comment. But anyway, let's go right into today's video. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. This here is the DS3. Now of course there was the Citroen DS3, which is technically what this car is, but Citroen and DS eventually split. So now DS is kind of like its own separate brand, kind of like Hyundai and Genesis, you know, the two separate brands. But either way, it's still a Citroen underneath, or technically a Peugeot underneath, but you know what? Okay, I just lost all my words. Enough of that. So, this is DS's 3 model. And well, we're not doing the Citroen 1, don't ask me why, I just didn't do it. But anyway, besides that complicated nonsense that just happened right in front of your eyes, let's get right into the review. So when it does come to the exterior, personally the front of the car, it is a bit different because it's kind of like a facelift sort of deal, and as a result it does look better than its Citroen counterpart. The grille, it just suits it more. I like how it's like a Mercedes, you know, you got a big grille within the grille area and then you got one above it, you know, kind of premium, showing off the brand. The lights, well, you see a bit of C3 in them. And well, this car is based on a C3, but you know, I still kind of see it. But either way, it's still good looking enough. The grille is more aggressive than on the Citroen version. It just looks more angry, more in your face sort of deal. And so as a result, it does look much better and much more luxury and aggressive at the same time. When it comes to the side, well, it's pretty much identical to the Citroen one. It's all good except for that, where that B pillar is, that little thing that goes up. Personally, that's not for me, but you know what, it is a quirk, and this car is trying to be quirky in its own right by doing this. So frankly, it's not the biggest deal in the world. When it comes to the rear, well, again, it's similar, but slightly different. It looks fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it besides one bit, and it's not even wrong, it's just a personal thing. Where the boot is, that little bit that goes up into the windshield, it's not for me. I don't know why it's designed like that. Maybe to fit the motor for the wiper, maybe, I honestly don't know, but either way it's there. Lights I really like. If you get close up, they do look sort of futuristic, like they've got stuff within each other, and it's definitely a cool design. When it comes to the interior, well, I like the design of it. But the one thing I don't like is how far away the hazard lights are. And it's not just on right hand drive models. If you go on left hand drive, which I'll show you in the next image or the image after, whenever it is, you'll see it's swapped. Now otherwise I do quite like it. I like how the steering wheel does have multiple colours, it does lighten that up. And that DS logo really works on that steering wheel, definitely. Now, something to note is that, well, the controls for like the radio and so on, they do look quite low. So that's a bit of a distraction, if I'm being honest. But otherwise, I do really like the design of it. So, you've got different colours for the interior. So, you've got this grey, I don't know what material it is. You've got this in the black before. You've got like this here, white, but it's in left-hand drive, and well, again, has lights on the other side, and that's not good because if you need it, then you have to reach over there for it. It's not great. It should be next to it or swapped with whatever button it is. It's too far away. And you got blue as well. And again, like the Nissan Micra, blue doesn't seem to work with this interior. When it comes to the performance, well, you got petrol and diesel engines. For petrol, you got a 1.2 litre naturally aspirated engine, and then you got a 1.2 litre turbo with 108 horsepower and 128 horsepower. And then you got a 1.6 litre turbo. This is not the performance or the racing, this is just separate. This has 162 horsepower. When it comes to the diesels, you only got one 1.6 litre HDI engine, but it did come with two power outputs, so you got 98 and 118 horsepower. So what we're going to do as usual is pick one petrol, pick one diesel, and then just look at the specs of those. So for the petrol one, I've gone for the most powerful 1.6 litre turbo petrol, so 162 horsepower, 177 pound-feet of torque. It is front wheel drive, it does weigh 1140 kilograms, and it does come with a 6-speed manual gearbox. Now, some of these gearboxes only come with a 5-speed, so that's not good for like refinement and modern dayness and economy. But either way, this one does come with it, so I shall not complain. 0 to 60, 7.3 seconds, and the top speed is 135 miles an hour. This is the most powerful and fastest version you can get if you don't get the performance or the racing version. When it comes to the diesels, I chose the 98 horsepower one, but of course it has a turbo, of course, so 187 pound-feet of torque, front wheel drive. It does weigh 1085 kilograms. This one does have a 5-speed manual. It could use a 6-speed if I'm being honest. 0 to 60, 10.5 seconds, and the top speed is 117 miles an hour. When it comes to the practicality, well, the boot was 285 litres big, and that was absolutely brilliant for its class of car, one of the best. It's quite deep, so getting things in and out would be difficult, but then again it is very large, so that is obviously one good factor. Now, when it comes to the rear seats, as expected, being a 3-door car and being small itself, space in the back is not gonna be specifically great. So legroom isn't too great, neither is the headroom. So if you're quite tall, then frankly you're not gonna have a pleasant time, but I think kids and smaller adults, they should be fine. When it comes to the handling, it was very good. So there's 2 points. So it was based on a Citroen C3. So the Citroen C3 is obviously a good riding car, and as a result, this rides really well. It was really comfortable, and on the plus side as well, it actually handled decently well. You know, it was a win-win situation. Obviously it's not going to be good as say like a 3-door Fiesta, because obviously that's king, but you know, it was sharp, the steering was good, it would dart into corners reasonably well, it was definitely composed, there was a lot of feel everywhere, and while you're doing that, like I said, you know, passengers aren't complaining, the suspension does a good job of soaking it up. That just shows the advantages of basing a car on a comfortable hatchback at the beginning and then just altering it from whatever it was at the beginning. Obviously you have to do a good job at that, which they've done. You can't just do that and just leave it and do a crap job, then that's a different story, but they've done a good job, and frankly I am happy for that, and I do have a bit of a soft spot because I do like the looks of this. When it comes to anything else, you could get a cabriolet version if you wanted, so all you sky high people, you know, you stand up on your seat and you scream out the top. And of course it was based on a Citroen, but it was also based on a Peugeot, so it was based on the PSA Peugeot platform, just to let you guys know, even though you probably know that already, so why I'm stating this I have absolutely no clue. But either way, what is the verdict? So the pros are, it has plenty of engines and power outputs, it has good exterior looks, there are various interior colours to choose from, it has a big boot, good handling and a comfortable ride. However, the cons are, and there are only 3, it has tight legroom and tight headroom, but those are to be expected for this size of car and the amount of doors, and there are some controls in the interior that are quite low. But either way, that is really it. It's not a bad car, it's a very good car, I really like it. If you want one, you know what, I recommend it, I have no problem with that. But anyway, that does conclude the review of the DS3. I was so close to saying Citroen DS3. But anyway, if you guys would like to check out my reaction channel.
Directions. Write as many words with the same pattern. UCK. Truck. Buck. Tuck. F word.
At least it didn't actually spell out.
Frankie. I earn money at home by. I don't. I'm a freeloader. 2 plus 2 equals 4. I can do math.
Just expected. That hurt inside of my throat, that laugh.
Then I will leave a link to that in the description below. If you could subscribe to that, that would be great. Now, normally I blur a car and I know I've said this a billion times already. I blur a car and I say guess it in the comments, but I've actually got no clue what I want to do next, so it's just blank. But either way, if you want me to review a car, you can let me know in that comment section there. But anyway, I'll see you guys in next week's video for whatever car. I don't even know what, unless you suggest me one. In which case I have to think of one myself if you don't say anything. But either way, peace out guys.